So I was doing this video about what books I personally read the most when it comes to Christian books, and it was bad. My focus was everywhere and just didn't work. So let's do it this way. I know I've done this with the phone and it's the picture quality is bad and stuff like that, but I'm not doing this because I can show that I have stuff because I don't have. I'm doing this because I want to share you with you. And the first ones I want to show you is a book. The first book is actually a book that I've shown before, and it's this one, The Biblical Doctrine by John MacArthur and Mr. Mayhew. Can't remember his first name. Amazing book for teaching biblical doctrine for yourself, for everything. Go and get it. Even if you disagree with Reformed theology, you still need to have that book. Plain and simple. The next one, the Jewish Study Bible. The Jewish Study Bible. It's amazing book for inside knowledge on what the Jews think about, what they thought about in the past, what they think about now. And if you want to learn more about the Old Testament, you need to have that book. Just remember, you won't find Christ in that book because they are Orthodox Jews. But in any case, for Old Testament purposes, it's an amazing book. Now, a book that I think every Christian should have, if you can read in English, if you can study in English, if you can't, there are alternatives in your own language, but if you can, buy this one. The ESV Study Bible. It's actually pretty cheap. I think in Europe it's like 40 euros. I don't know in Americas what it's cost, but it's amazing book. It gives you a good inside knowledge about certain things in the Bible, and it gives you an ideas on verses. You don't need to agree with all of them, but it gives you an idea. Now, if you're a teacher or otherwise you've studied Greek and Hebrew and stuff like that, this is the first book you need to have. Novum Testamentum Graece. I have the version 28. You can have 28, 27, 26, doesn't actually matter. There are always some new things in the new edition, but it's an amazing book to have. Now, if you are a teacher, you know that God called you to be a teacher, and you are just starting out, or you've done it for years. This book will help a lot. Proclaiming Cross-Centered Theology. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tired when I'm doing this. I just wrote a sermon for tomorrow. But this is actually a book that will give you a lot. Just for your own growth, but also to make you find the vocal point that you need to have in your sermons. There are a couple of other books that I can recommend for your own growth. They are From the Mouth of God and Good News. Amazing books to have. Now, to battle today's, prosperity, gospel, and all this claim it, name it, and claim it stuff, buy this one, Charismatic Chaos. For your Finnish viewers, you can find it in Finnish. Finally. But it's an amazing book. You need to have it. You also, if you know Hebrew or you want to learn Hebrew, you need to buy Hebrew and English lexicon of the Old Testament. It's a book like this. It's pretty old, but old doesn't mean bad. It means usually good when it comes to Christianity. The older things are, the less modern the ideas in that book is. And that's a good thing, at least for me. Again, for personal growth, this one, It Is Well. And it is well. Now I also have Hebrew Bible. I know not most of people in Christian circles can read the Hebrew Bible and the New Testament in Hebrew. If you can, you should have one. Gives you a lot of ideas. Then I have a book called Back to the Sources by Barry Holtz. Amazing book to learn about Judaism and what they believed, what they believe. Again, it's just like the Jewish Study Bible, which is done by the Jews. The Back to the Sources is, I think the man who did it is actually a Christian, so it has a little bit more background, same to us, but it's a great book. Now, if you're a history fan, if you're an archaeology fan, you may get something out of the book called James, the Brother of Jesus and the Dead Sea Scrolls by Robert Eisman. He's an archaeologist who's done a lot of work in Dead Sea Scrolls. He's not a Christian, but there's a lot to think about. It's a good read. I sincerely can tell you to have it. Only if you're interested in archaeology. Otherwise, you're gonna get bored. But then a book that every Christian teacher, minister, pastor, elder, youth minister should have, and it's this one. Recovering Biblical Manhood and Womanhood. It will show you why the egalitarian movement is not from the Bible. It will tell you why man and woman was created as they were created. You seriously need to have that one. Now, I have one commentary. I have a couple of commentaries, but the one commentary that I use it. I don't use it a lot, but I like it so much. And it's Jameson, Fawcett, and Brown's commentary on the whole Bible. Now, I think it's 150 years old, but as I said, old means good. And then, if you study cults, if you study where Christianity is going, and you teach on the subject, you need to have a book called The Kingdom of Cults by Ravi Zacharias and Walter Martin. It will tell you a lot about current cults like Jehovah's Witnesses, Adventists, Mormons, stuff like that. Amazing read. And then, of course, you need to have the Bible. Can't really be a Christian without it. This is the one I use. It's a Preacher's Bible in Finnish. The latest translation, it's just a little bit bigger than other Bibles. That's the only reason it's called the Teacher's Bible or Preacher's Bible. Nothing different in any other way. And I also have a couple of other Finnish translations. One is a Bible that I inherited from my grandma when she died. So it has sentimental value. Nothing else. It's the translation in itself is actually pretty bad, but it was her Bible, and that's why I keep it. But anyways, those are the books that I use the most, and I sincerely tell you to go and have them. And I wish you all a good day, good night, good morning, whatever the time may be. I'm gonna go to sleep because I need to teach tomorrow morning. So, peace.